Hey guys, I'm Chase Petiche, modern mystic and astrologer. I'm here today to talk to you about the new moon in Leo we have on the 16th of August, 2023. I was just diving into the chart here pretty deeply and picking up the energetic downloads, and this is no light little fluffy chart here. This is a very powerful chart. The chart is a kite formation. I'm not sure if you guys know what a kite formation, basically it looks like a kite. You know how a kite is like a triangle, two triangles kind of. In astrology, a kite is a powerful sequence. It is a lot of trines, many trines, which are harmonious aspects, and one giant opposition in the middle. The giant opposition in the middle here is Neptune opposing Mercury conjunct Mars. What does this mean? It, to me, says that there's a tension between our dreams and reality, putting them into form. Pisces, Neptune is currently in Pisces. Mercury conjunct Mars is in Virgo. Mercury is ruled by Virgo. It's one of the planets that's ruled by Virgo. Mercury conjunct Mars is really deep downloads about the state, the material realm, the work we need to do, the work that needs to get done. And that opposition with Pisces and Neptune and Pisces is really our dreams fueling this work. And I think with all of the other aspects happening with this, because we have Neptune trining Uranus, Neptune trining Pluto, Pluto trining the Mercury and the Mars, Uranus trining the Mercury and Mars. With all of this intense action, it feels like there's deep primordial seismic shifts that are currently happening on planet Earth. We are in a changing of the ages currently. We are in the thick of it, you guys. It's happening. And there is a lot of collapse happening. And just remember, with all of the collapse happening, there is a simultaneous birth. There is a simultaneous birth of something. So what we can do is either focus on the collapse, get really, really rooted in that, or keep our vibration in what is being birthed, because that is the nature of birth. That is the nature of birth. Something is always being birthed as something dies. That is how it works. That is a law of the universe. So right now, I would just be really focusing on what is being birthed and how can you nurture that? How can you nurture that in yourself? How can you nurture it in your creative power? And really the source of it is coming from our dreams, our visions, and our intuitive downloads. And allowing ourselves to trust that energy, trust what we're being given from the universe, and trust our creative power and potential. Because as all of this materiality around us begins to shift in such an intense way, the only thing we're going to have at this point is to lean on our intuitive faculties, which is the flow, God, the universe working through us. And our reality is what we make it, what we believe. Yes, there's many different things at play that keep many of us oppressed in different ways, but the truth is we have control over our minds, and that creates many times the outcome of our lives. So currently asking yourself and allowing yourself to dream and vision and go deep into that process. I myself am like stepping up my entire spiritual practice, like in a very deep way. And I am integrating new levels of discipline, willpower, and boundaries with it, because this is the thing that if we fundamentally believe, which I do, that the universe is love, and that if we follow its flow, we will be guided to a higher source of love, to a higher emanation of love, which will mean prosperity, but also power from within, a mastery of the self. These things where there's a constant onslaught of energy coming at us. During a collapse, we can feel like, oh, there's a constant onslaught of energy coming at us. There's a and it's easily to fall into victim. Things aren't working out. Things are collapsing. And, really, I feel like this transit and this time is about finding that inner will, that inner self, that inner source of power that is the source, and allowing yourself to fall into the flow of whatever that source is dictating. And so a lot of times what that means is we have to shut out a lot of voices, external voices. I think this, this North Node in Aries energy is really, it's a reinvigoration of what it means to be human and a reignition of our instincts, our human instincts. And it's very hard to have human instincts when you're constantly bombarded with technology, because technology, we're constantly using our minds. Our instincts come from our bodies. And those are clashing things. So, what is really, there are forces at play here that are assisting us and guiding us through this process, you guys. There are. And this is what has to happen in order for things to shift on planet Earth, right? In a more equilibrium, we have to have more equilibrium, to have more balance. Now, how this plays out is up to you. How it plays out in your own life is up to you. And the deeper one can go into the self and begin to find one's own source of power, which means shutting out all external voices and remembering you are your own source, the clearer and more, I don't want to say powerful is the word, but I don't want to use power in the way that it's like, oh, I have power over others. It's nothing about having power over anyone. It's about having power over your own self, your own fear, your own limitations, your own lack, and remembering that you are the source of your own life. That is Plutonic shit. That is the essence of Pluto. That's as deep as it goes. And a lot of it has to do with bringing your energy back from sources, from all times and places and sources that you give it out to. Not to say if you're a mom, you have to, of course, care for your child. But there is so many places, especially empaths, where we leak our energy. Where we just leak our energy. And it's literally like, a cup, a water bottle that just has so many holes in it. Our water element, the Neptune element we're talking about here in this chart with this giant kite, it's really the dreaming, visioning faculty where we get direct messages from the universe about how to lead our lives, which way to go, that don't make a lot of sense, that directly, oppose the mind energy. And if we can't allow ourselves to sit with that and begin to push other things out, we're never going to be able to get clear about what direction to go in. And this is really about having spiritual discipline, which is, kind of an oxymoron. But it's Plutonic shit about getting, Saturn is in Pisces right now. Saturn is the taskmaster. It is the Lord of Karma. It is the thing that it is where our work is. And it is in Pisces right now, you guys. And it is, I'm going to say, time for the mystic inside of all of us to rise. And if any of you guys need help with that, I am happy to help, because this is my life's work. And this is the most important thing, I think. At this point on planet Earth right now, this is the most important thing. The other thing I would say that is really important about this new moon is that it's the North Node, which I've talked about before, is transiting, just moved into Aries, and it's conjunct by 1 degree, meaning blending with the energy of Eris. I've talked about Eris. She's the 10th planet, goddess of chaos and discord, past Pluto. If you know anything about astrology, Pluto is like the ultimate archetypal energy. Eris is beyond that. And she is correcting things in a very deep way. And it doesn't, I want you guys to all think about this, is how this is rising inside of you. I think a lot of times in astrology, or when we get any kind of readings, we're always like, how is it going to happen to me? How is it going to happen to me? I want you to shift that to say, how is it coming through me? So what does that mean? What does that look like? How is it? What are you feeling? What are your feelings about things? Are you getting downloads about things? Are you getting ideas? Are random thoughts coming into your head? Are you having visions? Are you feeling pulled towards something? Do you simply know something without knowing how you know it? Do you have an idea that you're just dying to execute? All of these things are how these forces, but how they work through us. Eris is here to really come and balance the scales. She is here as she was discovered in Eris, so Eris is the first sign of the zodiac. She was discovered in 2003. We're just now really, astrologers are just now starting to really work with her. I work with her because she's so powerful and I am feeling it. Right now, shit is hitting the fan, but it's hitting the fan in this it's like liberation, because things are having to shift and power structures are dismantling, and it's up to us how this is working through us. Are we going to start honoring our feelings? Not our reactive feelings, not our feelings that come from wounding, our intuitive feelings. So yeah, I think that's probably the biggest thing I have to say about this new moon. The sun is conjunct the moon, exact degrees, but also in Leo, but it's also conjunct Venus, which is retrograde. And when I kind of saw that mixed up with this Eris and all this Neptunian and all this Piscean and all this I thought, man, this Venus retrograde is like, because the Leo is the lion, right? It's the lion is the king of the jungle, queen of the jungle. So she's in retrograde, which means she's reviewing, and she's reviewing where she has been caged and where she has caged herself. Because in the end, taking ultimate responsibility for your life and the way your life is what will bring ultimate power and ultimate authentic power. Not power over others, but power within the self. So I let her out of the cage with this Venus retrograding in Leo, because she's reviewing. And she's reviewing where, this lock is latched here and I know how to unlock it. It's something she overlooked. I can get myself out of here now. How has she caged herself? So those are my thoughts for this new moon. Really simple, really easy, just sliding on by. But if you guys want any more consultations, I'm here for it. Share the video. I'm trying to build the channel up, so share, do all the things. And I love you guys. Sending you love.